Genre pieces need to cater to the audience most likely to watch them. Action movies need a lot of excitement. Dramas need extreme emotions. And horrors need to scare the living daylights out of you. They're supposed to leave you feeling uncomfortable and jumpy, but also thrilled. If a horror film doesn't do the horror parts well, then it doesn't really matter what the rest of the film is like. Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and try to release a new review every day from Monday to Friday. Today, I'm going over The Final Rose. It's written and directed by Tim Cruise and co-written by Blake Rutledge. It stars Christina Masterson, Brittany Sarpy, and Robert Palmer Watkins. It's a horror film that takes place during a reality TV show. It mixes elements of faux reality television with short and disappointing murder scenes. The story is there, the acting is there, and half of the visuals are there, but the horror elements were either underfunded or poorly planned out, because they missed the mark completely. The film plays out as more of a murder mystery than a horror, and at that, it is shockingly adept. It maintains a lot of mystery throughout the film, by leading you on several wild goose chases, before revealing an unexpected killer who is actually terrifying. We start off with Jess Rose, a single mother who loves reality television. After a member of the new season of Love at Last disappears, and upon seeing the advert for a new member, Jess's brother submits her as a contestant. She is chosen, and her brother convinces her to go. Jess is brought out to the private island where the show is shot, but the day after she arrives, one of the contestants goes missing, and things start to get weird on set. The staff is tight-lipped while more contestants start disappearing. Will Jess find love, or will something sinister find her? The story is consistent in its delivery, does a lot of solid groundwork to set things up plot-wise, and has a ton of great characters who drive it, but it fails to deliver satisfying horror sequences. It doesn't even attempt to. Each murder sequence takes less than 30 seconds, and there is almost no setup for them. They imply most of the deaths, and the few that are seen on screen are done with little to no budget. The film holds its mystery well, and does a great job of leading the audience from red herring to red herring. It's a fun chase, even if it doesn't go anywhere. I was sure I knew who the killer was, but I was totally wrong. The characters are interesting and the plot is great. Jess is a protagonist you can root for, the victims on the island are all eccentric and captivating characters, and the killer is amazingly subtle at first, but after his reveal, he's a deliciously psychopathic monster. There's a lot to play off of, and the dialogue is well written with a few witty bangers in there. I laughed pretty hard at Lance in most of his lines. He's so oblivious and obnoxious, yet oddly charming. The faux reality show elements are well done, and highlight the sliminess of the industry, while fleshing out the people in it as nuanced individuals. It's fun to watch, and it's much better written than the horror aspects. The cast is fantastic, and there are a lot of memorable characters here. The production team, Brian McGovern as Lance, Brittany Underwood as Nikki, and Roger Howarth as Bill Thornton, are all stereotypical in their portrayal, but work wonderfully as comic relief throughout the film. McGovern especially wowed me. Robert Palmer Walker plays Garrett Dalton as a two-faced prick. He is deliciously evil, and exemplifies the spoiled brat stereotype. At times, he switches it up and plays the romantic lead, and during these moments, he is charming and gentle. He does an awesome job of playing a liar. I also want to shout out Robert Adamson for a wonderful performance. He is so believable as the overworked PA. Production-wise, the film is a mixed bag. The reality television sections of the film are filmed well. The camera work is smooth and visually appealing, while still capturing in detail the emotions of the story. The music for the reality sections are also well done. They know how to swell the music to make moments seem more emotional than they are, and generally amplify the scenes using only boilerplate tracks that sound like actual tracks from a reality show. The problem is in the horror sections. They aren't scary. They mostly imply violence, and the scenes are so short that you can't even sit with them. You're always being dragged along to the next event before you had time to process it. The few kills that do happen on screen are rather fake looking, and the music doesn't do much to help. We get a few seconds of a tense boilerplate track before a quick death. The Final Rose has almost everything it needs to be a good film. It just needed horror scenes that were actually scary. The acting is there, the writing is there, and if they could pull off the visuals and the soundtrack for the reality show side of things, then they should have been able to pull off the horror. Without those horrifying scenes, the movie falls flat, 6 out of 10.